Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that right now, at this very moment, the most unbelievable comeback story in modern NFL history is unfolding before our eyes? What if I told you that a franchise that was left for dead just months ago is now tied for the best record in football? What if I told you that the New England Patriots have gone from absolute laughingstock to legitimate championship contender in a span that has defied every single prediction, every expert analysis, and every reasonable expectation? Well, buckle up, because everything I just said is happening right now, and the story I'm about to tell you is so incredible that even the most seasoned NFL analysts are struggling to explain it. My name is here to break down the most shocking turnaround in recent sports history. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why the entire football world is talking about what the Patriots have accomplished. But first, let me give you some context that will absolutely blow your mind. The Patriots are currently sitting at 8 wins and 2 losses. That's tied for the best record in the entire National Football League. They're not just competitive, they're not just improved, they are literally one of the 3 best teams in football right now, alongside the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. Now, here's where this gets absolutely insane. Just 2 years ago, this same franchise went 4-13. The year after that, they went 4-13 again. We're talking about back-to-back seasons where they lost 13 games each year. To put this in perspective, those were the first consecutive 13-loss seasons in the entire history of the New England Patriots franchise. This is an organization that won 6 Super Bowls with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and they had never ever experienced that level of failure before. So, how do you go from that level of disaster to being tied for the best record in football? How do you transform from one of the worst teams in the league to a legitimate championship threat in less than 12 months? The answer involves a perfect storm of coaching genius, quarterback development, and organizational culture change that nobody saw coming. Here's what makes this comeback even more remarkable. The Patriots have won as many games in just the first 10 weeks of this season as they won in the previous 2 entire seasons combined. Think about that for a second. 2 full years of football netted them 8 total victories. This season alone, they already have 8 wins with 7 games still left to play. And speaking of those remaining games, the Patriots currently have one of the easiest schedules left in the entire NFL. Out of their remaining opponents, only one team, the Buffalo Bills, currently has a winning record. 4 of their remaining games are against teams whose seasons are already effectively over. This isn't just a hot streak. This is a complete and total transformation, with the schedule setting up perfectly for them to potentially finish with one of the best records in football. But the real story here isn't just about wins and losses. It's about how this happened. Because the transformation involved 2 key figures who have completely changed the trajectory of this franchise. The first is Mike Vrabel, the man who was hired as the Patriots' 16th head coach on January 12th of this year. Vrabel isn't just any coach. He's a Patriots legend who played for the team from 2001 to 2008, contributing to multiple Super Bowl championships as a player. Here's what's absolutely incredible about Vrabel's impact. He can become only the 6th coach since the AFL-NFL merger in 1970 to win 8 or more games in a row in his first season with a new team. That puts him in the same category as legendary coaches like Jim Caldwell, Andy Reid, and Jim Harbaugh. The man has taken a team that was in complete disarray and turned them into a machine that wins football games at an elite level. And get this, Vrabel became the first head coach in Patriots history to win his first 4 road games. Road games are typically the hardest to win in the NFL because you're dealing with hostile crowds, travel fatigue, and being outside your comfort zone. The fact that he went undefeated on the road to start his tenure shows just how quickly he established his system and got his players to buy in completely. But coaching is only half the equation. The other half is the emergence of second-year quarterback Drake May, and his development has been nothing short of spectacular. May is currently sporting a passer rating of 112.5, which ranks fourth in the entire league. To understand how incredible this is, you need to know where he came from. Last season, May struggled mightily as a rookie. His accuracy was inconsistent, his decision-making was questionable, and there were legitimate concerns about whether he could develop into a franchise quarterback. Fast forward to this season, and he's playing at an MVP level. The transformation has been so dramatic that opposing defenses can no longer play simple, straightforward schemes against the Patriots because May is simply too good. The relationship between Vrabel and Mai has become the stuff of legend. There was a viral moment earlier this season when the Patriots defeated Vrabel's former team, the Tennessee Titans. After the game, May presented Vrabel with the game ball, saying, "Coach Vrabel, we love playing for you," while playfully pounding his coach in the chest. That moment encapsulated everything about this comeback story. It showed the genuine respect, the authentic connection, and the joy that this team is playing with. What's fascinating is how quickly this transformation happened. The Patriots started last season with a record of 1-6, losing 6 straight games for the first time since 1993. They were eliminated from playoff contention and finished with their third losing season in a row. The franchise had completely lost its way after the departure of Bill Belichick, and there were serious questions about whether they could ever return to relevance. This current roster represents a complete generational change. This is their first season since 1992 without any players who won any of their 6 Super Bowls. It's their first season since 1970 without anyone who went to any of their 11 Super Bowl appearances. This is essentially a brand new team with a brand new identity, and somehow they've managed to capture the magic that made the Patriots special for so many years. The current winning streak they're on is absolutely historic. 8 straight wins have catapulted them from division basement dwellers to the top of the AFC East. They haven't had a winning streak this long since their championship years, and the manner of these victories has been impressive across the board. They've won games in different ways, showing the versatility that championship teams possess. Their most recent victory came against the New York Jets on Thursday Night Football, where they dominated in a 27-14 victory. May completed 25 of 34 passes for 281 yards and a touchdown, while rookie running back Tre'Veyon Henderson stepped up with multiple touchdowns. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement that the Patriots are for real. But perhaps the most significant victory of this entire streak was their win over the Buffalo Bills. Earlier this season, the Bills had won the AFC East for 5 consecutive years, from 2020 to 2024, and they had established themselves as the clear kings of the division. The Patriots' victory over Buffalo didn't just give them a crucial win. It gave them the head-to-head tiebreaker that allowed them to take first place in the division. The Buffalo win represented more than just 3 points in the standings. It was a psychological shift that sent shockwaves throughout the entire conference. The Bills had started that season 4-0, looking absolutely dominant, but then they hit a wall. They lost 2 straight games, including a crushing 24-14 defeat against the Atlanta Falcons, where Josh Allen threw 2 interceptions and posted a dismal 72.6 passer rating. When the Patriots walked into Buffalo and took down the division champions on their home turf, it wasn't just an upset. It was a declaration. It was the moment when everyone realized that this wasn't some fluke hot streak. This was a legitimate changing of the guard in the AFC East. The Patriots had officially put the Bills on notice that their 5-year reign was under serious threat. Now, here's where things get really interesting from a strategic standpoint. The Patriots haven't just been winning games, they've been winning them in ways that showcase their complete transformation as a football team. Take their victory over Cleveland, where they managed to secure their 5th straight win despite surrendering 5 sacks to Myles Garrett. 5 sacks to one player is the most the Patriots have given up in their entire franchise history, and yet they still found a way to win that football game. That tells you everything you need to know about the mental toughness and resilience that Vrabel has instilled in this team. In previous seasons, a performance like that would have resulted in a blowout loss and players pointing fingers at each other. Instead, this Patriots team found a way to overcome adversity and continue their winning streak. That's championship-level mentality right there. The depth of this transformation becomes even clearer when you examine how May has developed under Vrabel's system. Early in his rookie season, May's first Week 1 start was described as a mixed bag of explosive throws and unforced errors. His accuracy was inconsistent, his decision-making was questionable, and there were legitimate concerns about whether he possessed the mental processing speed necessary to succeed at the NFL level. But something clicked when Vrabel arrived. The way Vrabel has structured the offense, the way he's simplified reads while simultaneously expanding May's responsibilities, has created the perfect environment for a young quarterback to flourish. May has gone from efficient to proficient to absolutely potent in the span of just 10 games. Observers around the league are saying that the light bulb has gone on, and May is absolutely lighting it up. What makes May's development so impressive is that he's not just managing games anymore. He's taking over games. He's making throws that require elite arm talent, elite accuracy, and elite decision-making under pressure. His recent performances have included multiple game-winning drives and clutch throws in crucial moments that veteran quarterbacks would be proud of. The chemistry between Vrabel and his players extends far beyond just the quarterback position. Players throughout the locker room have spoken about how Vrabel gives them accountability, ownership, and credit, while serving as both boss and big brother. He's created a culture where players feel empowered to make plays while also understanding that they're held to the highest standards. This cultural transformation is perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this entire comeback story. Remember, this is the same organization that just 2 seasons ago was dealing with internal dysfunction, player frustration, and a complete lack of identity. The contrast between that team and this current group couldn't be more stark. The national recognition of what's happening in New England is starting to reach fever pitch levels. Vrabel is currently the plus 120 favorite to win Coach of the Year, ahead of respected coaches like Shane Steichen in Indianapolis and Mike McDonald in Seattle. That's not just recognition for a good coaching job, that's recognition for one of the most impressive single-season coaching performances in recent memory. But beyond the individual accolades, what's truly special about this Patriots comeback is how it's captured the imagination of football fans everywhere. This isn't just a story about wins and losses. It's a story about resilience, about believing in a process even when everything looks hopeless, and about how quickly things can change in professional sports when you have the right leadership and the right mindset. The speed of this transformation has caught even the most experienced NFL analysts completely off guard. Teams simply don't go from consecutive 13-loss seasons to being tied for the best record in football. It doesn't happen. The fact that it's happening right now, in real time, is what makes this story so compelling and so difficult to fully comprehend. As we sit here today, the Patriots control their own destiny, not just for a playoff spot, but potentially for home field advantage throughout the entire postseason. They're not just back in the conversation, they're leading the conversation. They've gone from being the punchline of jokes to being the team that nobody wants to face in January. The remaining schedule sets up beautifully for them to potentially finish with 12 or 13 wins, which would represent one of the most dramatic single-season turnarounds in NFL history. But more importantly, they've established themselves as a legitimate threat to win it all, something that seemed absolutely impossible just 12 months ago. This transformation represents everything that makes professional sports so captivating. It's proof that with the right leadership, the right system, and the right mentality, any organization can rise from the ashes and achieve greatness. The New England Patriots have reminded us all why we love this game, and their story is far from over. Story is far from over. What makes this comeback even more extraordinary is the psychological impact it's having throughout the entire league. When you have a team that goes from being picked to finish dead last in their division to suddenly being mentioned in the same breath as championship contenders, it sends ripples through every front office and coaching staff in the NFL. General managers who thought they understood roster construction are scratching their heads. Coaches who believed they knew what it takes to build a winning culture are going back to the drawing board. The Patriots have essentially rewritten the playbook on organizational turnarounds. Conventional wisdom says that rebuilds take 3 to 5 years minimum. You draft your quarterback, you build around him slowly, you accumulate talent through multiple draft classes, and eventually you compete. The Patriots threw that timeline straight out the window and proved that with the right combination of leadership and execution, you can accelerate that process dramatically. What's particularly fascinating is how this success is being sustained week after week. Hot streaks happen all the time in the NFL. Teams catch fire for a few games, everything clicks, and then reality sets in. But what the Patriots are doing goes beyond any temporary surge. They're showing consistency in their preparation, consistency in their execution, and consistency in their ability to make adjustments when things aren't going perfectly. Take their offensive evolution throughout this winning streak. Early in the season, they were relying heavily on a conservative game plan designed to protect their young quarterback and minimize mistakes. But as May's confidence has grown and his understanding of the system has deepened, they've gradually opened up the playbook. Now, they're running complex route combinations, utilizing multiple receiver sets, and putting May in positions where he's making pre-snap reads and audibles that would challenge veteran quarterbacks. The defensive side of the ball has been equally impressive. They've managed to create an identity that's both aggressive and disciplined, which is incredibly difficult to achieve. Young defenses typically struggle with one or the other. They're either too conservative and get pushed around, or they're too aggressive and give up big plays. This Patriots defense has found that perfect balance where they're creating turnovers and pressuring quarterbacks while also maintaining their structural integrity. Their special teams units have been quietly excellent throughout this entire run as well. Field position battles, coverage teams, return units, all of these seemingly small details have been executed at a championship level. That's another sign of excellent coaching, because special teams is where attention to detail and preparation really show up. You can't fake good special teams play, and the Patriots have been dominant in that phase. The mental toughness this team has displayed in crucial moments has been remarkable to witness. There have been multiple games during this streak where they've faced adversity, where momentum has shifted against them, where less mature teams would have folded. Instead, they've consistently found ways to respond. That fourth quarter composure, that ability to execute when the pressure is highest, those are the characteristics that separate good teams from great teams. Their road performance throughout this streak deserves special recognition, because winning away from home is typically where young teams struggle most. The crowd noise, the travel fatigue, the unfamiliar surroundings. All of these factors make road games significantly more challenging. Yet, this Patriots team has looked completely unfazed in hostile environments. They've gone into opposing stadiums and imposed their will, which speaks to both their preparation and their confidence level. The development of their supporting cast around May has been equally impressive. Wide receivers who were afterthoughts last season are now making crucial catches in pressure situations. Running backs who barely saw the field are stepping up and contributing in meaningful ways. The offensive line, which was considered a major weakness entering the season, has provided adequate protection and created running lanes when needed. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The New England Patriots have accomplished something that defies logic, breaks conventional wisdom, and proves that in professional sports, absolutely anything is possible. From 4 and 13 disasters to championship contention in one remarkable season. Mike Vrabel's coaching brilliance, Drake May's explosive development, and a complete cultural transformation have created the most stunning comeback story in recent NFL memory.